Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today we are getting ready to head east. In the last video we did some Philly common runs, and I wanted to show you guys in this video some of the stuff I have, some of my gear. I did sleep in my truck last night, and let's just say I would have slept the same in a hotel. Okay, so there has been a change of plans. There's an event going on in Florida. So I talked to my friend. I'm gonna meet him at his house, and he's gonna go with me actually. And we're gonna go check out some pretty cool things. But from there, I'm gonna get my trailer. I'm gonna go see my parents for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head to Maryland and get my wife's car. I might stay out there for a few days to get some videos, and then I'm gonna head back west. But the good news is, we have 1,300 more miles to go. It's not 2,400 miles. And yeah, we have 18 hours to drive. 18 hours. But what I'll do is, when I stop next, I will show you guys just some of my gear, because I want to show you what I travel with. And then, I gotta show you guys the damage to my truck too. So before I even got out of Utah, guys, I had some damage occur, and I'm really bummed because I didn't have this happen on my Ram. So you guys probably already know what it is, but I'm going to show you guys here in a second. But before we do that, let me show you guys my gear. Alrighty, so here's what's in my bed. This is the first thing I want to show you guys. This is the Set Power refrigerator that I got. I did a review on this. Super handy. You can plug this in either to DC or AC power. It's tall, so you do get this with wheels and things like that. It has a handle that you can roll it around. The problem is it's too tall. They do have a shorter one, so if you do want to get one for the truck and you want to keep it where you have the wheels on and everything, I would just recommend getting the shorter one. And it's dual zone freezer and refrigerator. I also have this Big Buddy heater here. When I get my black trailer, if I do decide to sleep in that, that will heat up that entire trailer. I have my air tank. This is a 6-gallon one. I do have a bi-air, but I prefer this. And check this out. I have my Westinghouse generator. This thing is amazing, and I plan on using this probably for my trailer too. I just brought it just in case. And this thing pretty much can run my entire RV, so I have more than enough capacity for that. But other than that, let's check out what I have inside the truck. Alright, so my truck is dirty, so I did bring my pillow. This is something else, guys. If you don't have one of these, I strongly recommend it. This is the ALPHAESS, and this is a portable power station. I strongly recommend this thing if you guys are to market. This thing actually ran my heater down here, and as you can see, you have USBs, power outlets here, DC power, and nice LED strip on the back, and wireless charging at the top here. So I ran my heater when I was sleeping in the truck, and it probably lasted about 3 hours. It has about 1,036 watt hours. So figure, I had it on very low, so it wasn't running constantly. So if it was running constantly, it probably would only run for about 30 minutes or so. But nevertheless, super nice to have. It has solar panels too, and it's just something good to have if you are RVing or if you just travel in your truck. I left it plugged up in here, and it charged it complete to 100% within about 4 or 5 hours too. So super handy to have, and this comes in handy if you need to run some stuff. I don't think I have anything else up front here that you guys would care to see. Yeah, I just have all my camera equipment. I did bring some microfibers. I always travel with those. It's good to have. And let's see, on the other side, I just have my AR-15. I don't normally travel with my gun. I am going to be getting some handguns very soon. I don't use handguns because I don't know how to. And so before I buy some, I'm gonna get some training, and I'm gonna have my wife get some training with me. So I always bought rifles. I love rifles. If I had a lot of money, I'd be like a small military, because I'd have probably 50 or 60 of them. I do have a lot of rounds, but one thing I always tell you guys, it's always good to have a handgun with you if you're traveling, because like I said, if I'm sleeping in my truck, like I had my AR out of the bag yesterday. I mean, I know nothing's gonna happen, but it's just good to just be prepared for whatever. You just never know what could happen. But I told you guys I was gonna show you the damage, so here it is. So as soon as I got on to 15. Hopefully you guys can see it. You see that right there? Here, I'm zooming for you a little bit. It's right there. Got a crack there. I have a tiny one right there. You can kind of see it's like a little dot. And then I have another one up there. 3 cracks. Now this one is a lot older right there. That little one, you can see it better right there. This one happened yesterday. And I want to say that these two happened at the same time. It was so loud. I'm surprised it didn't crack all the way across the windshield. It was super loud. So yeah, 3 cracks. I didn't check the front of the truck to see if there's any like rock chips, but when I had my Ram, guys, I never got any rock chips. Like I had very, very small ones, but like they were just like small chips. But it seems like this GM windshield chips pretty darn easy, because this one here, I saw it happen when I was on the highway in Utah. It was just raining and it happened, and so I was like, wow, like that happened pretty easily. But yeah, like I said, that was really sucky. I mean, that one's pretty darn big. I don't know if you guys can see, it's right there. It's right there. It's really hard to see. Let me see if I can show you guys on the outside. Oh yeah, you can see it way better right here. It's terrible. Wow, holy smokes. Wow. But oh well, such is life. We're back on the highway, and guys, I'm getting hit by a headwind today again. So the speed limit dropped down to 70. I was doing like 85 all yesterday because the speed limit was 80, 75, fluctuating between those two speed limits, and I was getting like 15-ish when I refilled, but before that, when I was leaving Utah, I was getting like 16 or so. But right now, I've only driven 28 miles. I stopped at that Burger King to grab me some breakfast. But yeah, we're not doing that good right now. But I will check back in. I don't know when I will. Like I said, I will probably check back in before I fill up. But so far, so good. It's, let's see here. It is 54 degrees. One thing I don't like about this system, why I like to have a split screen, is because if you are on Apple CarPlay, there's no way for you to see the temperature. They don't put it anywhere over here. They did fix that, however, with the 13.4-inch display. I'm going to complain one more time. So you guys see that plug there? Is a button with a plug on it. Anytime you stop the truck, you have to push that button if you have things plugged in. I absolutely hate that. I wish that they wouldn't have given this a button to turn on and off. I don't understand why that's even necessary. But whenever I have my refrigerator plugged in, and right now I have my power station plugged in, so if you forget to hit that button, then your stuff is off and it's not charging. So I wish that they wouldn't give you this on and off button. That way you don't have to worry about being reminded to hit it. Because in my Ram, if you had something plugged in, it would just turn on once you turn the truck on. So I hope they fix that maybe for the next redesign. All right, guys, ready? So 554.8. Unfortunately, they have this TV on out here, so it's kind of loud. So here we go. So we're gonna do 554.8 divided into 30.990. Oh, did you guys see that?
Thanks for shopping. Come inside to say
30.990. So, oh wow, 17.9. Holy smokes. So I got better than the computer by far. A lot of people say that this thing lies and they say that you get less, but I typically get more on the pump than what the computer says. I guess I'm a better driver than some of you guys, right? Just kidding. We just made it into Tennessee about 10 minutes ago, and I was kidding myself when I had said I was gonna be able to make it here yesterday. Like, yeah, right. It's basically 5 o'clock and I'm still not in Nashville. So there's only 10 hours left of the drive, and overall this GMC Sierra has performed flawlessly. I really think this is probably a great option for people who do what I do, basically RV and need a truck for their personal day-to-day life. It's easy to drive, very comfortable. I mean, the seats are a little stiff as I mentioned, but I like that actually. And it's quiet, it handles well. And quite honestly, you know, now that I've lived with this truck for as long as I have, I can actually feel the exhaust brake now. That exhaust brake does work. You just don't feel it like you do in the Ram. Alright, I'm a man of my word. I'm at the truck stop without a trailer. But look how fast that is. Beautiful. I am going to top off the diesel exhaust fluid too. But I want to go ahead and show you guys the math on that. And yeah, we are pretty much at the very tip of Florida here. We're not quite yet in Florida, but we're almost there. Alrighty, so it stopped at 25.343. We'll top it off a little bit, not too much, but that's it. 126.01, 25.722. Let's see what we got on here. We have 486.6 at 16.8. And lastly, 3 gallons of DEF. And here's the miles for that too. It was like literally like 2,000 miles. Insanity. So I'll average it out for you guys. So 2,110. So what is that? All right, so 2,110.2 divided into 3. You get like 700 miles to a gallon. So 7 times 7, almost 5,000 miles. But that will effectively end this video. So next time we do a video, I'll be hooked up to a trailer and I will give you guys a total MPG for this entire trip, okay? So right now there's a lot of traffic on the road. I'm gonna get really good gas miles between this stint from Tennessee going into Georgia. But like I said, I'll be at my destination tomorrow. So once we get there, we'll pretty much be picking up the black trailer. And as I said, I did get invited to an event, short notice, but I'm glad I'm going because I would love to check out what they have. So be sure to look out for these videos soon. It only took me 4 fill-ups to get to Florida, which is pretty crazy. Now that's going to Palm Coast. And here's pretty much the whole trip. I'm not going to go through each one, so be sure to pause it. Now the last one, I did not go over this one, so I will show this one to you. So I bought 25.7 gallons of fuel at $126.01. And I drove 486.6 miles, which I actually had more to go on that tank. I just stopped because I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the DEF and everything. But as far as the pump goes, this was my best one so far. Now, a lot of this, I didn't say it in the video because I wanted to do it here. A lot of this has to do with speed and grade. So these 2 fill-ups here are primarily at about 70 to 85 miles an hour. Down here, these are probably around 80 miles or less. So in some cases I was doing about 75, and in some cases I was doing about 80. So that speed does affect you, as you can see. There was a lot of climbing in this area too. But the problem is, in this area, there was a lot of headwinds. I hit a lot of headwinds going down to Florida, which normally I don't expect because normally I expect to hit headwinds going west. But be that as it may, I spent $530 on fuel, rounded off. And I bought 121 gallons. And I drove 2,110 miles. As I mentioned, I did not show you guys that last leg because I didn't know there was going to be a truck stop, and I really wanted to go ahead and get DEF at that time frame. 700 miles to the gallon of DEF ain't bad. And so the computer was showing about 16 average when you figure these numbers. But at the pump, I average about 17.45. So I am getting better, and the difference between these is 1.55 miles to the gallon. So That's a pretty big number if you think about it. I mean, do that times 36 gallons of fuel, because that's how big the fuel tank is. But like I said, the only one that I don't really like is this first fill up, because as I said, some of that diesel did spill out. So unfortunately, I think that this might be an error, because I probably lost a little bit of fuel that didn't get into the tank. So unfortunately, like I said, that's why this is the only one where I did not beat the computer in terms of fuel economy. But I hope the video was helpful, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for the tow back. I have 4 trips here. I stopped counting at 8 trips going back west. And I hit a snowstorm too, which is pretty crazy. But be sure to subscribe. Make sure your bell notifications on. See you guys in the next video.